Now, personality, as I said, is very important because it defines who you are and how you make yourself unique when you stand in a crowd. What are the factors that affect personality? Let's see. Factors that affect or influence, okay? So let's take it as, let's use this term influence. Factors that influence personality. Now, personality is nothing but it's the aggregate conglomeration of memories, of incidents that happened in one's life. All that which has happened in a person's life and all the incidents and the memories which the person carries defines a person's personality. Now, there are a lot of environmental factors which affect, which play a major role when it comes to personality development. Let's see what are the environmental factors. I'll just jot down the factors and then we can have a detailed discussion about it. Family, financial statement, financial status, I'm sorry. Then genetic reasons, situations, circumstances, social status, and upbringing. Though there are a lot of other environmental factors, we concentrate more on these 7 factors because they play a major role. First comes the family. The family is very important because what sort of family background an individual comes from and what are the conditions of the family and how the child or an individual is being brought up, that comes under upbringing. How an individual is being brought up, okay, what sort of family background? The family background plays a major role in a person's personality. As I said, upbringing also is a part of that. How the child is being brought up. What is the environment at home? All these things play a major role when you consider family as a background. Next is the financial status. The rich or the poor or middle class. So your personality will differ based on your financial status also. Genetics. So genetically, you would have heard, it's a very common term where you say, no, okay, this is how your father used to do when he was of your age. Or the same character I've seen in your mother also. It's a very common comment, right? So genetics does also play a major role. Next, situations. Each person will act differently in different situations. You might handle a situation in some other way. I might react for it in some other way. It's absolutely different. So, okay, so what sort of situation that person is also defines the personality. Circumstances, again, situations. Social status. What is your social status? Again, it is also related to your finance only. So, how is your relationship with the society? How are you in the society? In social status, where do you stand in the society? And the upbringing, which I have already told you in the family, right? So, how a family, see, family plays a very major role. Though we are going to talk about so many other, or we are talking about other factors also, this family and upbringing plays a major role in any individual's personality. Because a child spends his or her time, or most of his or her time, with the family. And the child learns the most from its parents or from its immediate family background. School and other factors come after that. So the first factor that affects a child's personality is family. In layman's term, if I should say, it reflects your behavior. So all these things will reflect one's behavior. So how you behave or how I behave completely depends on all these things. So that's why I said each and every person is unique when it comes to personality. Let me give you an example. Since I was talking to you all about the family background, let me give you an example with that itself. Let's take a child who's always found very quiet, who's always found it very hard and difficult to make friends with people. A child who's always found left out, a child who's never, with friends. What is the reason? Why does that person doesn't speak out? Such a person is actually called an introvert, right? You know who's an introvert? Introvert is a person who doesn't speak, who doesn't mingle with people, in the sense that person will have difficulty in speaking and mingling with people and making friends with people. What's the reason? Why is a person introvert? To be very frank, it is not an individual's mistake. It depends on all these factors, especially on family. It's not any individual's mistake if that person is not an extrovert. See, we get to see two different kinds of people. One would be an extrovert who is always very happy and full of energy and finds it very easy to mingle with people and make friends with people. But we might come across people or children who are introverts also. Such people find it very hard to make friends, to move with people. It's very difficult for them. And here, it's not, the credit doesn't go to a child who was extrovert, and it is not that we blame a child who's introvert. The main reason is family. Of course, all the factors, but I guess, I suggest the major role, or I feel the major role being played by the family. Maybe the child was brought up like that. Maybe the child was brought up in an environment where he doesn't make friends, he was not allowed to make friends. Maybe the child was a child who was not allowed to go out and play. The family might have been a very conservative family. They always wanted the child to be with them. So that might be a reason why they did not allow the child to go out. So the child finds, day by day, the child finds difficulty in making friends and in making relationships. It's very hard for the child to have a good communication with people. Though the child might want, or the individual might want to make friends with people, they have a great difficulty in making friends with people. That's why I said family plays a very important role. The child will start, for such a conservative family, the child will start feeling, being more safe at home rather than going out and playing. So the entire world is being concised, okay? The child or the individual starts feeling that the person or he or she is very safe when he is at home or when he is with his family members. The same introvert child or an individual will have no problem or will find it very easy to mingle with people at home, but not with people outside his or her house. So this is the reason. This upbringing plays a major role. So we have to concentrate on what we think, what we believe, what we value, and what we expect. What you think, what you value, what you believe, and what you expect. All these things are factors which influence personality. What you think, that will also reflect. What you think is reflected as your personality. Your values, what are your values? Your beliefs and your expectations. All these things will definitely influence your personality also. So in layman's term, in simple term, if I should tell you that it is nothing but it's sum of characterization. All your characters being put together, and nutshell, or how you interact with people is how your character is, or is how your personality is. Okay, so this is all factors are that which are going to make you stand unique in a crowd. So you might fit in different categories here, I might react in different way for all the different categories here. That's why I said when it comes to personality is never never a standard standard set of behavior or standard. It's not standard for everybody. It differs. Each and everybody, we have our own personality. It's because of all these factors and all these things which influence our behavior or our personality. So quickly going through the environmental factors: family, genetic reason, circumstances, upbringing, financial status, situations, and social status. And most importantly, all these things reflect our behavior and what you think, what you value, what you believe, and what you expect. These are the main things which influence one's character and make one stand unique in a crowd when it comes to personality.